So, you want to make one of these things, but you don't know how. Well, too bad if you don't. I'm going to show you how to. Anyway, yay! By the way, trigger warning for blades and scissors and I guess just sharp things in general. Well, what do you need? That is an excellent question. All right, so first, we have all the parts that you cut out. You can cut them out onto like anything you want. I'm using card because I'm fancy like that. You could use paper. You could try using cans. I'm trying to use cans to make one right now, but cutting up cans is scary, so I've kind of been postponing that. Also, a cutting device of any sort. I've got a craft knife here and scissors and sewing pen as well for poking holes into things. That's for widening the holes and also for scoring the folds to make them easier to fold. And then scissors because scissors are easy to use and also for pipe cleaners as well. And also glue as well, that's pretty important. I also like to have some paper clips on hand as well so that I can hold the pieces in place while the glue dries because holding them by myself is quite boring and sad. Also, you need pipe cleaners, loads of them. How many? Like somewhere in the 20s, I'd say. That sounds like a lot, I know, but like, yeah, doesn't look like a lot of pipe cleaners, but it is quite a lot of pipe cleaners. So, it's for like all the joints and stuff. You need to wrap them around to make balls, and that can, yeah, it adds up quite quickly. So yeah, that's all you need. Yeah. So also, for these, all the measurements and stuff for everything, like yeah, everything. You know the community post part of my channel, right? You know what I'm yapping about? Yeah, I'm gonna put pictures of all these there so that you can either use these to make your own, to like draw it out, or you can print these out, or you can use my measurements to make your own measurements and proportions and stuff if you're fancy like that. Yeah, get to it. Go, go. Alright, step 1, cut everything out. This part's really boring, so I'll get back to you when I'm done. Woo. Okay, boom, now everything is cut out. And now I get to go into the folding part. Yay! So what I personally like to do is get a craft knife and then score the parts I'm going to fold to make them easier to fold because I'm using a very thick card. But you don't have to do that if you're too alpha. So yeah, you do that and then you just like stick that part to the thing. You know, I'm assuming you've made paper cylinders before. It's like that. I'm using a very thick thing. I'm not sure if it would be the same for like paper, but I like to paper clip mine into place after I glue them to make sure they don't fall away. Because they do generally tend to do that. And then after you stick them, you're gonna want to leave them for like a while, like half an hour, I'd say, just to make extra specially sure that it is dry, because it's very not fun when you go to like take away the paper clip and the glue's still wet and then it falls apart. Oh, it's just very not fun. So make sure that they're dry before. Yeah. Okay, this is what it should look like. I think this is the lower leg. I'm not sure. So you can see the paper clips are in there and they're going to hold these two parts together so that they don't fall out. That's what I meant. Also, if you're like me and your desk looks like the aftermath of a nuclear disaster, you can put these in a mug as well so that you don't lose them. I'd recommend doing that. Okay, I've stuck everything together and everything is dried. Awesome. Also, the rib cage is really hard. It made me crash out multiple times making it this one and the last one. Give yourself a break if you need to, you know, just give yourself 5 minutes, you know, it's not the end of the world. Just keep trying. I promise it is possible. It's hard and it made me crash out a little bit, but it is possible. So I'm gonna go and take all these paper clips out and then I can show you how to assemble it. Yay! Right, bada bing, bada boom. And also for the pelvis, I forgot to add this to like the plan part. You're gonna want to put like a little bit of paper in between these parts just to make the assembly part easier. I don't know why I didn't add that to the plan, but yeah, you're gonna want to do that. I always forget that part, but that part's quite important, so you're gonna do that. See that bit of paper, like right there? Do you see it? Yeah, you're gonna add that to the thing. Okay, look, it's assembly time. All right, so we're gonna start with the legs. I'm gonna get a pipe cleaner. And then you're going to put the pipe cleaner like in through there. I'll show you. Hang on. There you go. Like that. And then you're going to go and get some pipe cleaners, right? And then you're going to go and wrap them around these parts into like a little ball so that it's like the joints of that part, you know? All right, so now I've got that. You're going to go and wrap a second pipe cleaner around that because this is too small. So you're going to want to make it bigger so that it doesn't fall through the holes. All right, now you've got that. You're just going to go and put that through the pelvis thing and do the same thing on the other side. So I'll go and do that. All right, boom. And that looks something like this. And it looks really, really weird, but like, you're seeing where it's getting, right? So you're going to want to go and get your thigh pieces and then just put them put them like that. Oh wait, freaking right, boing. And then you're gonna go and you're gonna get some more pipe cleaners, and only one this time. And then you're gonna go and wrap that around there to create the knee. Bada bing, bada boom, now we've got knees. And you're seeing it starting to come together. So, also, as well, if these parts, if they start to, like, fall apart like that, you see what's happening like that? Don't worry, it's gonna be fine. We're gonna fix it later, trust me. Okay, so, and then after that, you're gonna get these lower parts, and then do the same thing. It's pretty good, pretty easy. So, after you've done that, you're gonna go and get the, half pipe cleaner, and then you're going to go and wrap it around the ankle. Oh my god, just focus. Sorry. And then wrap it around the ankle to stop this part from falling off. And if you want to, for this one, you can see I had little bits of paper for the feet. I'm probably not going to do it with this one because I can't really be bothered. But if you want to do that, then go ahead and do that. And now the legs are finished. Pretty cool, pretty cool. So now we're going to go onto the arms. So what I like to do for the arms is I get the rib cage, right? And then I poke a hole on this side around in the middle of the square, and also a hole in this side around in the middle of where the square would be. And then I go and I get a pipe cleaner and I put it through those holes, and then this pipe cleaner is going to be for the arms and stuff. So I'll go and do that and then show you what I mean. All right, so here we go. This is what it should look like. You see the hole that goes through there? Yeah, so I made that hole using a sewing pin and a craft knife to widen it. If you don't have any of those things, then you're a smart cookie, you can figure it out. So yeah, and now we're gonna go and wrap a whole pipe cleaner around these parts for the shoulders. So I'll go and do that. All right, bang, now I've got your shoulders, and you're never gonna believe what you do next. Okay, so that side broke, so that side isn't there. But you were right. You just do the same thing you did for the legs. And then you're going to go and get another pipe cleaner. And then, I think it was a half pipe cleaner. Yeah, I'll tell you afterwards. And once I figure it out, to go and do the elbow. Wow. Editor here is half a pipe cleaner. Okay, and then after that, guess what you do next? Whoa, you're getting good at this. Shazam, we've got a forearm. It was that easy. All right, and then assuming that your this part didn't break like mine, if it did, that's fine. Yeah, you're gonna go and do the same thing to this side as well. Yeah. Right then, so for the hand, you're gonna want to go and mark out where you want the hand to be. For me, I'd say like around that long. Yeah, and then you're gonna go and wrap the rest of it around itself to become the wrist. All right, so now that we have the arms and the legs and all those parts, here's how you attach them together. Okay, so I've got a hole at the top of the rib cage that I put the pipe cleaner through, and now it goes down here like that. Same method as I used for the arms. So you're gonna go and get this part of the whatever this is, and then put it underneath and back up through the pipe cleaner between the two hip joints. I'll go and show you what I mean. I think you can see that. You see what I mean? Yeah, now you've got this part up here and that part down there. You're gonna want to go and make that part connecting these two parts. The length that you want, the weight, so whatever length that you want. And then you're gonna go and get this part over here and then loop it. You see that part that connects the two arms together? Yeah, you're going to go and loop it between that. That bit can be kind of tricky, but it's doable, trust me. All right, boom. Now it looks a little something like this. All right, so now you've got this. You just want to go and get this long part, and you're just going to go and wrap that around that part to create the waist. And by the way, it shouldn't look like this after you just only use this part. You'll need way more pipe cleaners than that. All right, now that we've got that, we're just going to go and wrap around 2 to 3 more pipe cleaners around that waist part until it looks kind of like this, like that part of the waist. See, it looks like, yeah. Okay, I was way off. I used like 5 or 6 for the waist. Yeah. So finally, you're gonna go and get your headpiece and then stick it on like that. Right. And then for me, just doing that should hopefully be enough to keep it on. But if it's not, then you could always just like twist a bit of pipe cleaner onto that and then wrap it around to make it stick. And yeah, you're done. I'm gonna be honest, these are really fragile, so they're kind of useless and also really tedious to make. But they're really cute though. I've got 2 of them now, so I would also be very grateful if you could maybe credit me if you're gonna post this online, because this took me 4 days of my life with just maths and drawing. It was very unpleasant. Yeah, so if you could maybe credit me, I'd really appreciate that. Thank you. All right, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Love you. Bye.